Today, we're going to be talking about how to produce predictable growth in your business and where most people get stuck in marketing their business and why they're not seeing growth. I'm going to give you a couple of slides and we're going to walk through the process of creating predictable growth, the things that you actually need to produce that growth in your business, and how it all kind of works. So let's get started. In this slide, we're going to talk about the Growth Triad framework, creating predictable growth. If you want to create predictable growth, you need three things. Number one, you need a documented strategy. You need that proven strategy that has worked. Everyone in marketing has used this strategy. It's documented and you're going to apply it to your business, right? Number two, we need actionable metrics. Only what we measure gets improved. So as you start to implement new things in your business, the key thing around marketing is measuring and testing. If something is not getting you results, there's a reason why, and you need to investigate to produce better results. So you need actionable metrics. They need to be measured, right? And number three, the tools and tactics. If you are successful, you have some tools and tactics that have got you where you are today. But in order to get to the next level in your business, you need more. You need to be able to expand and find new ways to build and market your business. You're going to know if one of these is missing. And these are the three reasons why. Number one, you're stuck in the mud. There's nothing new to try. Maybe you have a documented strategy. You've got that proven strategy that has worked. You implemented it and it's now working. You have measured it. You know that it's working, but you feel like you're stuck in the mud and you feel like you don't have a plan and you're tracking it, but you don't really have anything new to try. At that point, you really need to start getting better tools and tactics. Number two, you're all over the place. You don't know what's working. Maybe you have a documented strategy. Maybe you've got tools and tactics, but you're trying everything because you don't know what works. So you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, and every ad that you see and every software you see, what? You buy it, you download it, whatever it is, because you don't know what's going to work. And so it's almost like living in this frantic place that you're not sure what's going to work for you. You're not testing anything. You're not moving forward and you're all over the place trying everything. Number three, you're a one-hit wonder. So you had success, but then there's nothing after this. Maybe you have tools and tactics, actionable metrics, but no documented strategy. No strategy to produce that predictable, continual growth in your business. You launched a product, it did well, and then what? You learned a monetary loophole, but you didn't have a plan and strategy. This was me when I had my YouTube channel and I was teaching people how to make money on Amazon and do private labels, all this stuff. I had a full-on course, launched it, sold it. Then what? Back then, I wasn't a digital marketer and it was so frustrating to me. That's what led me to being a digital marketer. You're going to find yourself in one of these three areas if you do not have the predictable growth set up in your business. So let's talk about the growth flywheel and how you produce growth that never stops. You can see it's kind of a circle, a process that you go through. And I recommend you go through this every 90 days. Most people that work with me go through this every 90 days. And I'll be honest with you, I have a couple of clients that didn't just go through this every 90 days with me, but they did it like twice in 1 month because we went through this process. They outsourced all the work to me and they're like, oh, let's do it again. We're getting so much done. And then we started to add even more to the plate. So let's talk about this process that produces growth that never stops. Number one, you want to diagnose, choose the area to focus. Number two is ideation. Some of you have heard me talk about this when we have talked one-on-one, right? And I talk about how I coach in this and we go into ideation and all the ideas and tactics that you could possibly utilize in your business in the areas that you need to grow in that area that is struggling. And we start to narrow those things down and we create a plan. The next one is execute. And you're actually going to start to implement these things. You measure if it's working, and then you report back. Once you report back, then you go what? Back to diagnose. So it's diagnose, ideate, plan, execute, measure, report. This is what you want to go through every 90 days. And it includes the strategy, the tactics, and the metrics. Then we go into the fourth growth levers. These are the fourth growth levers that we focus on to make sure that you are getting the right systems in your marketing, the right things set up to move you forward. The first couple of phases is acquisitions. We focus on ideas around driving awareness and generating more leads. This next phase is going to be activation. Your ideas are focused on turning leads into customers and are further qualifying those leads. Let's say you need a little help with monetization. You need to make more income. So then we come up with ideas focused on expanding your revenue from existing customers through upsells, repeat purchases. And then maybe you've got the first three, you're great, but you have a hard time with retention. You have a hard time with maybe even getting those consistent referrals. Maybe you have a business model that people come and meet with you and then they leave and they're successful and they move on, right? If that's the case, you need to really have a solid referral system where you're going to be giving some bonuses and things to people that start to refer people to you. What's in it for them? So we focus on ideas to increase consumption, reducing refunds and churn. This is the very first step, the documented strategy that I work with my clients in building their strategy. And I map out everything that they have. And this is what I call the blueprint that is built upon the psychology of relationship building. So as you see here, it looks like a little bit of a game board. This is the process of relationship building from people that are strangers. They become aware of you. They start to engage with you. And they move through a relationship building process to the point where they start to purchase your products and services. Some of you have probably done this in the real world off of digital marketing, where you went to a networking group, you gave somebody your business card, then they give you a call. Then at the convert stage, you had a coffee with them or you had a meeting with them. And they were really, really excited about what you had to offer them. Then what they do, they bought your products and services. So it's no different in digital marketing. So what we do is we lay out everything that you've got going on. And then we start to diagnose where your business needs to focus to then double your revenue in the next 90 days. Let's start to get more leads. Let's start to get more engagement. Let's start to get some more conversions, some more subscriptions. When I talk to most coaches and consultants, they have a little bit at aware. They have nothing at engage. They have nothing at subscribe. And they're really confused about what convert is. So let me talk about a couple of these things. Number one, aware is going to be, it could be that you rent an email list from a major business that has all of your ideal clients that subscribe to their magazine or whatever it may be. It may be that people find your website. It may be that you post something on social media. It could be an ad. You're just promoting a blog post, right? Just aware. They're just getting aware of your business. Then if they start commenting, if they start following, if they start to engage with you, then your relationship has now gone to another level of engagement. When you go over to subscribe, this is where you want to get people into your email list. You want to get them to make a small purchase, or you want them to invest time. So it doesn't always have to be money. So this could be a webinar. This could be a coaching call, a free consult call. This could be an ebook. This could be a lot of different things. It could be a $7 ebook. It could be a free ebook. It could be a case study. There's so many things that you could produce. Then they go into the convert stage and you want to make them really, really excited that they have this amazing experience with you that they then purchase. And then you want to have levels of products and services in your business so that you can continue to serve those clients. So once somebody comes to you, if you have one coaching or consulting package, you want to have other options that they can opt into. Then you want people to turn into being an advocate for you. Then you want to turn people into raving fans and begin to promote your business for you. And that's when you start to get referrals. So this is the summary of why people get stuck in digital marketing, why they aren't producing predictable growth in their business. And it's so easy for people to go out there and start buying all these huge, expensive marketing packages and not know where these fit in their funnel. And if you violate any of this process when it comes to getting leads into your business, you're going to fail. It's an example of, let's say you were to run an ad to cold traffic. They don't know you. And what are you trying to do? You're trying to get them to buy from you. And that's either going to find people that are super desperate and ready right now to buy, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to get those leads. You might be successful. I've talked to people that are successful, but they're paying $35, $90 a lead when it really should be closer to $1, at the most $7. Second, if you start to run those ads to cold traffic and say, hey, buy from me, it's like walking up to somebody in the mall and touching their face. It's weird. You don't want to do that. You don't want to violate that process. You've got to bring people through the process of relationship building, getting to know you, and not being that sleazy salesperson. So in order to do that, there's certain things that you can set up in business. The wonderful thing about digital marketing that I love is many of these things can be automated. So you need to have emails that go out on each one of these phases of your business. You should have ads for each one of these phases. So many people just focus on the aware stage, which is the social media. Oh, if I've got social media, then I'm successful in digital marketing. But you saw from that whole map that I had up there on my screen that digital marketing is all across your business. So you've got to have all these other things in place for it to work. On top of that, what if your copy is horrible? What if it's copy that doesn't really speak to your ideal customer? It's not converting them and getting them into your sales funnel. Then you're going to struggle. So there's all these different pieces that can really step you up. The amazing thing about this process is if you start to lay this out for your business and you begin to diagnose the areas that you need help in, then it's an easy fix. You just focus on that, create a plan for that, fix that in the process so that things start to flow again. Anytime something's not working, you go back to the map. Okay, where are we having an issue? Is it aware? Is it subscribe? Is it convert? Are they ascending? Where's the issue? And when you begin to focus on your business from this perspective, you begin to produce that predictable growth, that strategy, the proven strategy in your business. This is your documented strategy to produce results in your business. And then you just need the other two: tools and tactics and actionable metrics. If you would like help to double your income in the next 90 days and go through this process and have me give you all of the tools and tactics you could possibly do in your business, we can diagnose things together and we can start to implement these things in your business. I encourage you to schedule a call with me.